Give a hint to the rest of the world, okay? If you bring leftovers home for your wife and you eat them, you the asshole. I wanted some of that chicken too. He ate it all. He fucking ate it all. Bird's eye view? Just let me close the door, Pitten, okay? Yikes! What you know about that wooden spoon there, Gypsy? What you know about that wooden spoon? Come on, Pete. What you know about that leather belt? Oops. You don't know shit about that wooden spoon. You don't know shit about that leather belt. In fact, the only marks anyone has ever seen on Gypsy were the bruises on her knuckles when she got arrested. Alright, look, we are going to sit on the floor like some kind of Trisha Paytas, okay? And become a member on the channel if you have interest in the things I bitch about, you know, or just click the subscribe button. I have 2 members on my channel, but I don't know if they're going to stick around. I don't know. I never know if I'm upsetting anybody, and I don't ever want to upset anyone. I think that's something that's got to do with why I don't make doctor's appointments, because I was accused by my older brother. And I mean, I wouldn't try to go to different, I wasn't doctor hopping or anything. I always feel like there's something wrong with me because emotionally I do. And I've been trying to, you know, express that for years, and just people just brush me off and invalidate me, and ain't nobody buying it. They think, you know, it's so long ago, you should be over it by now. But the nightmares, they never stop. The nightmare says it just happened again last night. You know, you can't say that shit was so long ago and that a person should just be over it by now. Not if they've never got over the salty. I'm still salty. I had to watch my mom choose someone else over me. And due to the fact that I wasn't the other one's only victim, he later landed himself a tier 3 for life. Nobody would listen. And when people don't listen, that's when others get hurt. Okay? So we need these videos out there making sure that people are listening. Okay? I don't know if Gypsy was some kind of Miranda Sings fan or what, but the way she gets as vocal and as verbal as she gets, and as graphic, I mean, she says about her grandpa depositing her onto a dresser thing and then pulling her nightgown up and spreading her knees behind her, not resisting because, oh, if Mama knew I moved my legs. You weren't pretending your arms were paralyzed. I mean, what the fuck? Did you lose track of your swatting dukes? Huh? Did you lose the ability to use your swatting dukes? I mean, the fuck? I mean, am I right? Does your mouth not work? Can you not say something? And if CPS really was asking her questions, it probably would have come up. Keep in mind, y'all, she's a Leo, okay? She's a Leo. It's like a fucking cat in heat. I gotta make note real quick so you guys realize. When I say I have fun talking about this bitch, and I don't mean I find pleasure in it. No, when I'm discussing it with my husband, he knows the story. He heard it. He's, you know, following what he sees me listening to and repeating and junk, and, you know. I've heard Becca Scoop's stories. I've heard all the stories. I've heard all their sides, all their points of views, and, you know, some of them are trying to, you know, steer the public off the truth. You know, I mean, how does anything fit in with the shit, the talk down by the bayou from the woo-woo bestie? How does any of that shit she been saying fit in with any of the reality that's been happening? Huh, woo-woo bestie? Huh, woo-woo bestie? Anyway, yeah, and with the subscribers, I have not gain any yet. I still continue to talk about Gypsy. I've not yet figured out the monetization thing where I get ads running on my channel and nobody sends me a super thanks hardly ever. I've still not yet reached that threshold. I could show you the other screenshot again. You know, it hasn't changed. I could show you a new screenshot or I could show you the old one. It's still, I think, what, $41.93? I ain't even at $50. I appreciate where I'm at, you know, and those who are trying to get me there. But not the point. The money's not the point. Making money off it's not the point. The point is to spread the word. Okay? And if you care about the message, you wouldn't care if somebody else is up on your channel telling you that Becca Scoops is the one to listen to. Okay. No, I mentioned the Becca Scoop thing in the cop watcher community. And I'm bringing the two together because they both work in coverage of true crime. Yeah, right? Yeah, they do. And I mean, the two they go hand in hand. And if she knows about Gypsy Rose but doesn't know the story, and the other guy, he doesn't know about it at all, I don't want him to hear the wrong story, which is what the fuck he heard. That's why I'm making, and I don't want it to get too long because I've noticed people don't watch that far into the video for some fucking reason. I don't know what, they got something better to do, I guess. I mean, I know I'm not the most insightful person to listen to all the time, but, you know, I do know what the fuck I'm talking about when I speak up on matters I speak up on. Okay? And as far as the Jeffree Star and the snorting shit in the background, I know that sound. I may have stopped doing it, but the sound remains the same. People still do it the same way. I know that sound. Everything down from the tap to the pullage of the drain. I know that fucking sound. Back to my notes. Reciting it back to my husband. Yeah, I have a little fun doing it because it shit gets me pumped. I mean, I found this other channel that's been talking about it. They don't get any views. But if you look, they've got over 350,000 subscribers. Yet they're not even getting 10 views and shit on their Gypsy videos. People use their stuff. It says the CD fan on the watermark. It's from one video. They got this one video on their channel. There's a picture, it's a fucking thumbnail of a cow. And if you hover the cursor over it, it shows, it's an amazing thing. It'd be incredible to watch. There's a female cow giving birth, but she's having trouble. So all the farmers come up and they're sitting there and they're pulling with all their might. But they need more manpower out of people. What happens? The cows, the adult cows on the other side of the fence, they all get together, grab the reins of the one giving birth, and they start pulling the cow from the other side as the humans are heaving and hoeing and pulling the calf out of the cow. It'd be an amazing thing to watch. But it's clickbait, yo. That scene wasn't even it. The cows are going through what looks like a car wash decked out for a farm for, you know, to keep the animals clean. Which, you know, that's awesome. It's a pretty cool contraption. I ain't gonna lie. You gotta admit, it's a cool invention. However, that imagery was not in the video. There was no giving birth. There was no cow in distress. It was nothing. It was just a cow going through the car wash. Pretty much. And eating it up and loving every minute of it. Of course. Of course. Of course. But yeah, and that one video has over 23 million views. Yep. And there are probably a bunch of people in there down in the comments all pissed off at the clickbait, but you know, I didn't even check it. How 350,000, really? Did that many people click that subscribe button over that one clickbait? And I took a screenshot of one of the other thumbnails. I guess this is the girl. I don't know what the cats are doing. They keep throwing me off. But yeah, no, I guess this is the girl. And I don't know if all those all those subscribers are there from that thumbnail. But let's see. You want to see if it works for me? You want to see if it works for me? Hey, I bet you it doesn't. I bet you if I was to clickbait that thumbnail and use that and do something, I bet you I'd probably even lose subscribers. Because I always do. Let's be real. I always do. Because I think it's because it's another hater walking out that they feel like, well, if I pick on them about this, other people in the comments are just going to dog on me because this person, they don't deserve it. And I don't. I want to put my foot down and finally stand up for myself and say, I don't deserve all the hate and all the mistreatment I've had done to me. I didn't deserve it, and I don't still continue to deserve it. I don't deserve it. And I don't deserve what that cat does to me either. I don't deserve it. Neither does the other cat, too. She's too sweet. I know she'd have a better time finding another place, another home. But that doesn't fix the problem that the evil cat has against this piece of prey. Anyway, she said her kid can't read her book. Oh, but your book's set for ages 5 and up. Now, I don't think a teenage daughter, is going to want to read about their grandparents' sex life either. Fuck you. Ew, dude. Ew. This is fucking weird. Her whole book is deflection. Yeah. She was so jealous of her mom. And when she talks about that pageant thing, you know, maybe she mentioned it to her because maybe Gypsy wondered why she put her in the pageant if she didn't win. Because she won the other things. Because the other things, you were cheating, dear. Here, you want to see a screenshot of her? Hot rod, daddy rod. Do you know she called her grandpa daddy? Oh, in her book, she claims she called her grandpa daddy. Fucking weird. She's a little weirdo. Wearing the same fan. Fucking weirdo. Hot rod. Hot daddy rod. The not so hot rod daddy. Look around her neck. What's that around Gypsy's neck? Yeah, it looks to be, if I'm not mistaken, I guess she got awarded the winner for the biggest grifter. No? Yeah? You know what? We still ain't had nobody nominate her for the Grifters Award yet. You could be that lucky someone. It's only $3. Yeah? See how many votes she gets. Anyway, yeah, no. What'd she have around her neck, y'all? An award. And she's in a wheelchair. Who were the opponents? Were they other kids in a wheelchair? Were they real kids? Were they real wheelchairs? Because Gypsy wasn't. I'm telling y'all, I'm telling you guys, if she could have gotten in trouble for every case of fraud in all the circumstances in every place where they committed the fraud, acts of fraud, she probably would have gotten longer had she had got caught and found out. I mean, look at that other fundraiser she had going on the thing. That was in 2015. The one where she spelled y'all, Y-A''L'', like a weirdo. It's not spelled with the apostrophe in the middle. That giveaway, that's not the, yeah, it talks about Gypsy. She talks about Gypsy as if she's not Gypsy. But we know. No one loves talking about Gypsy more than Gypsy. What are you doing, you weirdo cat? I want this one. And it is really tight. And I too. I do find it highly suspicious that Mia wants to go into the profession of delivering babies. Why do they have this obsession with babies? I feel like they're gonna go help a commune somewhere, you know. A commune that has kids that end up pregnant while they're still kids. And they need to help them get the kid out of there without, they need to help them get the baby out without the world finding out about it. Yeah. They want a bunch of babies born without social security numbers. Do you have any idea what kind of not future you're setting your child up for? Do you have any idea? Don't do that to your kids. Look, there's a reason. There's a deeper reason that even the cops would have that PAIL team. You know what I mean? Yeah, keep kids out of trouble and shit. You know, with the drug abuse resistance education, the DARE programs and all of such. But they do in the fingerprint part in there, and then they had that in the classrooms. They did that with the fingerprints. They also kept those fingerprints on file. And it's wise of them to do that. Because, you know, later in life, if you get kidnapped or something, and your fingerprint gets found on something, you know, and they're looking for you, and they could find Deanna Seifert's fingerprints were found in the van of Andrew Trombley. So it's why I bring it up so much. And it's why I harp on the Jenkins family like I do, because they have all those kids right by that front door. And the way Deanna Seifert was taken right out of that slumber party, and they grabbed, they went in there for Lindsay, but they grabbed the wrong kid. My dad said, he always said that had I went and attended the sleepover myself, there was a very good chance that the wrong little blonde that they grabbed could have been me. And he pounded it in my head year after year after year. Anytime I ever want to go anywhere, every time I ever want to stay the night anywhere, why do you think I snuck out so much? I would sleep out. I'm not getting anyway, back to deflection. Trying to talk to the internet is like trying to beat a dead horse. People don't want to listen because they don't watch that far into the video. That's one of my notes. Your kid can't read the book till they're 18, but other kids can read it at the age of 5. She was a spoiled only child that grew up in Disney. She did not have to be forced to dress like a boy. The girl dressed like the Disney princess. She dressed like a Disney princess all the time. Owning all those wigs and such, I wasn't even allowed to have beaded bracelets, stuff to make beaded bracelets. I couldn't even have that. And I lost a trip to go to Cedar Point with my brothers to go on a roller coaster because Mom found out I stole the She-Ra doll from the girl behind us and that lived on the house on the other side of the street, right behind us, next house over. Took that She-Ra doll. Mom found out. Guess what? Lost my chance to go to Cedar Point. She said if I'd be good all year, I could go next year. Next year came, the church said they're not paying all that money just to take 7 kids out to Cedar Point. So I didn't get to go. No more Miss Nice Guy, because fuck that shit. I was good all year. She couldn't take me to go on a different roller coaster. You kidding me? Look how long I'm making this video again. Damn that. And then of course I got the snoring husband in the background. Anyway, let me tell you about this Mike Stanfield character. Alright? He was the attorney for Gypsy Rose. And the whole Munchausen by proxy thing was the defense that they had came up with. Okay? Because they didn't want her doing life because they knew they could profit off of her. Can't profit off of Nick because they can't work with him because he's got, you know, impairments. That's why he was collecting a disability check. And that's why it took her 2 years to groom him. That's right. She had him believing that she was like a Disney princess that was trapped by an evil witch. And she just needed to be rescued. And she just needed someone to come and be her hero. Nick thought that'd be him. Because she told him that, oh, you got, I guess, allegedly, by the look of the text messages, I want my voodoo dolls. You see them? Look at them, how cute. I can zoom in and show you a picture. Yeah, I got them little Santa hats. Anyway, I know. They're so adorable, right? And we got Cat Scratch Voodoo up there, though he don't have a Santa hat. It's just baby voodoo and tiny voodoo and that big squirrel. Oh, and the frog. He's got that elf hat going on. And Yodi, baby Yodi's got antlers. You see my baby Yodi? Look, it's Yoda, but it's a girl. I made mine a girl. I modified it. That's what I do, I guess. The mindset of someone who was only given hand-me-downs. Yeah, she got to grow up in Disney, and I got to grow up in hand-me-downs. Huh? Yeah. And yet, people feel sorry for her. Okay. Back when I was still a minor, my mom had me targeted a felon. She had me made a felon and thrown in jail for kicking her car because she didn't believe me about a specific something you tell your parents about if somebody is messing with you, okay? But she didn't choose me. No, she didn't choose me. So I kicked her car. And then when I got out of the jail, because of course I turned myself in, but, you know, and then when I got out, and they told me to, it was almost 2 weeks I was in there, and it was 9 days. The first 3 days they had me in the holding cell with 12 other women and only 4 fucking blankets. Yeah, it was disgusting, dude. But anyway, she had me put in jail, and I got out. I had to pay that fucking fine and pay her $264.14. 30 years later, my story hasn't fucking changed. You tell the truth, you don't have to remember anything. She never fixed that dent. No. She never got it fixed. She sure took my money, though. I had the biggest pity mom. And she would have me put under multiple different kinds of medication. It was antidepressants that made me zombified. Antidepressants that have previously, they're currently recalled. Yeah, Respidol. They're starting to make boys grow chests that they're not supposed to grow. You know, and they made me a zombie. She said, oh, you're so easy to get along with. Can't nobody get along with me. I was a fucking zombie. Can't get along with a zombie. Oh, I forgot I got a Santa hat on my frog, too. You, Ribbit. Yeah, I know. I love my toys, and I'm a bit of a pack rat too because I'm not pack rat. I don't want to let nothing go. I don't want to consider myself a hoarder because I don't keep everything. But when there's something I like, I want to have 2 of them. And if I want a collection of something, God damn it, I want them all. And I think that stems from, me never being able to have anything. Christmas come around for us when we were kids. One night I got caught in the bathroom unwrapping the gifts and switching the name tags. I was caught playing with an Etch-a-Sketch sitting on the toilet. Yeah, an Etch-a-Sketch. I thought if I didn't say anything when he knocked on the door, he would just go away. No, he figured nobody is in there, and they just left the light on. So he moseyed and just walked right on in. Busted, wrapping paper all over the floor. I'm like, don't step on it, don't crinkle the paper. But yeah, no, I didn't get anything. A porcelain doll. A fucking porcelain. I didn't play with dolls. I did when I got older. I liked crafts. I like to climb. I like to climb and I like to make things. And I like to make people laugh. But yeah, no, I if you look back through all those photos of gypsies, she's got so many, dude. And they're all bearing a smile. No frowns. Those of us who were, actual victims, those of us who were really abused and neglected as children, our old photo albums usually don't consist of very much because A, we're not important enough to be remembered to that extent, and 2, there's always the matter of abuse. A camera could see bruises. My camera's about to die. Hold on, let me plug you in. Yeah, I always I wanted to make things and be girly things. I wanted to be girly. I don't think I was allowed to, though. I grew up with a dad who forced children, a drunk, abusive dad who forced children onto my mom. He didn't even like kids, didn't want them, as he was looking for sons. He was looking for sons to carry out the family name. He had 2 sisters who got married and their names changed, and he had a brother who wound up sterile. So he got it in his head that it was up to him to carry out the family name. Karma hit him back and made all his grandchildren girls. Daughters. Me and my siblings, they're daughters. There's only just the one grandson, but it's from very, very long ago, and it was my brother's first relationship. He doesn't share the family name. Not that he's not loved all the same. And, we do think of him from time to time. But, even my brother said, don't you dare give him my name. He didn't want the name carried out. He wanted Dad to feel the wrath and to squash the name. Because what he put our mother through was awful. They kept coming up with girls. Yeah. All the procedures she had to endure, and then got pregnant with another one right away. That was me. And they said she was too close to another procedure. They couldn't tear her up again so soon. So they were stuck with me. Yeah. The middle child of a boy mom. Sharing a bedroom with brothers, which is dangerous in itself. Okay? Just saying. Just saying. She was a spoiled little brat who probably never even had to brush her teeth. And then I bet she started chewing her meds. Like, the baby aspirin, you could chew the chewables. Even those will start to eat at your enamel. I tried saying this in somebody's chat, and I don't know why. Fuck, I tried in 3 different ways. The entire comment wouldn't show. When I said the painkillers will eat your teeth, how? What in that statement merits a restriction? It couldn't be the word painkillers because it pulled up in another comment. And then I put a statement saying chewing up her meds. That went through. But yeah, chewing up painkillers and them and eating the enamel and eating your teeth and killing your teeth. Yeah, the comment wasn't going through. I don't know if it was the word kill, that'll kill your teeth. But then I put it again saying it'll damage your teeth, and that didn't go through either. So I mean, I don't know. Maybe if somebody has made fun of somebody so much for having messed up teeth, they could put a restriction for a comment like that on their channel and set it to it, and that comment will never show. Yeah, because they think the algorithm, the channel, the robot that's running the channel, they think that word in that statement is meaning for something else. It's talking about the creator when, it's not. It's talking about the gyp shit. I got stuck with the worst luck on the planet. Yeah, so I just expect the worst. I always expect to fail. I try to hope for the best, but I prepare for the worst. I'll sit there and I'll say, yeah, okay, here, let's do it. We'll give it a try. We'll see what happens. But watch it go nowhere. And then there it does. It don't. There it don't go. Watch it go nowhere, and there it won't go. Because nothing I ever do I mean, it's like, why did I do that? What's next? I don't know. Anyway, I'm running out of time. Shit, yeah, I am. I think I'm done with these notes, so really, I mean, I don't see a single baby bottle in any of those photos. I used to steal my brother's bottles, too, when we were little. I started getting messed with in kindergarten, though, and like, he wasn't that much younger. I mean, he had baby bottles. I was told I used to steal his baby bottles. And then I give it back to him empty. And my mom would wonder how come he's not gaining any weight, yet he's drinking his bottle so fast. Here I am, unscrewing the nipple, chugging the fucking bottle, screwing it back on and throwing it back in the car. I think I remember doing it a couple of times. They said I used to do it all the time. You find baby bottles hiding, empty baby bottles hiding places. And I'm sorry. I want to tell my younger brother, I'm sorry. What I was being put through, though, behind the scenes, I mean, he knows, he caught him, but nobody ever listened. So he told all his friends, and they made fun of me, and, nobody ever did anything else. So I had to put up with it. I had to put up with it. Gypsy thinks she has it so hard, and people feel so sorry for her. And then I see other channels that they say the same thing I'll say, and they'll be sharing the same message, talking about how people should subscribe to those who are real, but they don't. I mean, but they do. They subscribe to everyone else. The people that ask, well, I don't know. I just don't know. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. I on my channel. This is my fucking channel. I feel like I should tell you what I think. Right? I mean, right? I mean, look at that one girl. Over 350,000 subscribers. For what? She rarely posts. Gets no views. She doesn't... Her shit has nothing to do with that video that she's got 23 million views on. And the thumbnail was total clickbait. And then you take your crumbs and the Butterfinger. You got your crumbs. And you drink the wrapper. Don't look at my hair and the makeup and lack thereof. There's so many people profiting off that fucking story. I think even Ryan was planted by TMZ just to get her out. Because, you know, if she would have got released into a halfway house, they would have put her through a bunch of programs and therapy and shit that she just doesn't think she needs. So, and they would have made her get a real job. Oh yeah, for sure they would have made her get a real job. So, yeah, she didn't want to do all that, so she had to fake the marriage, use his for undress, and then she said she wanted to, you know, break ties with him before he got too attached. So, yeah, and because Bree admitted that Gypsy, you know, was doing that, Ryan has made it look, he has had to put himself out there and make himself look so pathetic. Like he's still chasing after her. I don't think it's a coincidence about that little emblem he's got picture framed behind him hanging up on that curtain or blanket, whatever the shit's on the wall. It's also branded on her arm. And it was on the fucking house where she offed her mom. And it was on the mailbox where she sent the fucking weapon. And they have all gained a platform off of it. She calls it having power. You know, there's this thing they call it the Atheist's Bible, called the Book of Power or some shit. It's a red book, and there's a stripe going down the front of it. I don't know if it's a blue stripe or a black stripe, I don't know. But I know it says power on it, and yeah, I bet the bitches read it. You know? Because, I mean, that's what Gypsy seeks. She wants to be in charge. I think she was in charge in their relationship with her mom. God, it's so weird how she sexualizes everyone in her family. I mean, Jesus, who's next? I mean, some kids are just twisted and demented. You know, Junior Cooney has the same birthday as Gypsy Rose. And if you look at her older shit, I mean, she was a little crude and uncouth too. Now she scales it back and tries to act like she plays dumb. I don't know what's going on. Right up in the camera's face, just to sit there telling her followers, oh, you don't want him to get rid of TikTok, do you? Somebody mentions women's rights and she wants to shut that shit down like the POTUS ain't got nothing to do with women's rights or some junk. You know, 1974 wasn't that long ago. I mean, you know, when women were finally allowed to have their own name on their own bank account aside from a husband. Because before, if you were married, this shit had to go in his name. Do you really want to go back to a time where we can't have our name on the card? Something tells me that you don't. And the cheaters that keep getting propped up on the platform. YouTube will restrict comments. They'll shut comments off. They'll age restrict our videos on us. Yeah, all these things. Where does it end? They took the dislike button away. You can't, a view doesn't count as a view unless, you know, you watch for a certain length of time. And it's because of trolls going in and hitting the dislike button in masses, clicking on a video, clicking the dislike, hitting out, getting out, going in another video, doing the same, clicking back out, hitting another one, clicking a dislike, going back out, and again and again and again, and they'd keep doing this. They took the count away. And yeah, what's next? Where does it end? These cheaters that buy the bots. It gets under my skin, something serious. Okay? Too many people work too hard to not ever go anywhere. And those of us who have an actual message that we're trying to get out there, our message does not get heard if our stories are hidden. If our channels don't see the light of day because rules of engagement and algorithm putting the bots ahead of above the normal, actual, real viewers. I mean, come on. It's gotta stop. It really does. And the people wanting to subscribe to the people that they want to hate on, and they don't click the subscribe for the other person. You know, it's like you don't go anywhere on the platform unless you have the haters. But you gotta have the haters. You gotta get the scrutiny. Otherwise, you ain't worth it or worthy of a subscribe. You ain't worth it. You ain't worthy, and they ain't gonna click it because they're not. It's not fun to hate on the specific creator. They just want to subscribe to the people they can hate watch. Yeah. Or like the channels that you don't know nothing about the person. They're on that specific story. You know, anything else they have to say, it doesn't matter. Which I mean, fine, you know, just fucking whatever. But, yeah, like this shit that's going on with Eugenia Cooney and people, saying that they don't want to follow her just because of her political opinions. But, you know, honey, that's always been her political opinion. Just because she outright say it, I mean, you could figure it out. But I mean, that's not a reason to click unsubscribe anyhow. What would be is, you know, her calling Americans trash. That would be the reason to right there. Okay? Her and Jeffree Star giggling together and calling her viewers losers because they don't have the following that her and Jeffree Star got. Yeah, they're all losers. And boy, did Eugenia just find that so funny. How mean? And her haters, though, I mean, my God, her haters will subscribe to the channel, but they just want to do it to hate watch. And then as soon as, right after you post another Eugenia video, they're going to click unsub right after they watch it. And then they're going to leave again. They may come back, they may not. If you keep talking about her, probably. I would know, alright? I've been discussing her for years, and I've had some of the same comments, same people like, there's a Sydney Watson. Yeah, some Eugenia Cooney videos. You'll even see a Sydney Watson. I don't know if there's two of them. There's also a Sydney Watson that has a channel. It's probably a lot, but yeah, it's not them. The Sydney Watson I'm talking about, they had Eugenia Cooney content on their channel, and they had that kind of hypnotic like music that it was just like a real weird like noise. No, I'm not hating, no, Sydney, okay? Not hating. I mean, when they were barely an adult when they first started talking to me. I don't want to put no one out there and shit, and talk about their family problems, but honey, I do remember what you say about your parents and shit, and the hotel and such. I remember, I know. I remember you, dear. I don't have photographic memory, but almost. That's something Chili de Castro says. Chili de Castro is somebody I discuss on my channel. his channel was called Delete Laws. Me, as a person who's been mocking him for years, I like to say delete crime, because that's the moral thing to do. And I put myself out there as his total opposite. When I do put myself out there to be an advocate for recovering addicts, you know, or people that are just getting caught in the game, like me, you know, let me show you what it could lead to. You know, I mean, you don't want this. You don't want to. Look. You see me starting to dent? Fuck you. Don't look at it. Shut up. The hole has just continued to grow and get bigger. The gaping septum. I mean, I know I cut it out of a lot of my moments, but sometimes you can hear it in my voice. I try to edit it out, but you know, I can only do so much. Sometimes I miss moments. Anyway, I don't know what makes a person click the subscribe button. I wish I knew. I still have not yet reached the threshold to where I've started making any money, but for me, you know, as far as the Gypsy Rose goes and shit, I mean, that's never been my channel's point. I figured YouTube could add a little more wholesome. So I started posting the squirrels because they brought me a lot of joy, and I just wanted to share some of that joy. I got a cat at the door. Should we let her in? Hi, Mama. Hi, hi. She's always a mess. Oh, bless you. Oh, bless you again. We'll sneeze over there. She's a good girl. She's a good cat. YouTube just needed a little more wholesome on the platform. And then I met Eugenia Cooney's channel. Yeah. And that shit happened with my dad, where, you know, and coming to realize, finding out that, you know, it made me to where I really haven't. I haven't touched a single drop of booze ever since my dad didn't, when I found him like I did on November 8th back in 2015. Yeah, huh? What a hell of a year, eh, Gypsy? What was it called? The Deadly Summer or some shit? I don't remember. Some chaotic, crazy devil summer or something. Yeah, it was November 8th, and I haven't touched a drop of booze ever since. So I figure if I can learn from my mistakes that way, and knowing that, being that I'm somebody who's never messed with the needle or crack or smoking meth, you know, shit like that, I don't mess with that stuff because I know what it does to people, and I know there's some, the type of things people will do just to get some more, and it's just, I don't want to put myself in, I got enough problems, you know, so I don't need a buzz that bad. I'll learn from their mistakes. That's what they say, that's the saying. They say one who's smart will learn from their mistakes, but one who's wise will learn from others. So be wise. Learn from my mistake. And don't mess with that stuff. Yeah? And the shit Jeffree Star's doing in the background, I know that sound. Okay? And it's just, it's disgusting how he'll have parties and have a bunch of people come over, and You just know that shit's getting broke out over there, right? I don't want to get into it. I've sort of used my channel like it's wound up sort of a journal, and then finding out there's people that are in the world that are like Chili DeCastro that are out there just, I mean, a person can't be that dumb. A person couldn't possibly be that dumb. And yet they spew this shit out that just, and they convince other people to believe this shit. And it's like, dude, it's clearly a pyramid scheme. And you know, there's people that are watching back home in peep tutus, watching anonymously and taking note of every motherfucking thing in the video. You know, which cops have what name and badge number, what vehicle they're driving that day, how long they take to respond, how easy it is to keep everybody in the building distracted, what areas of the building are left exposed, who all's working that day, how many cars leave the parking lot, which cars return the next day. That, honey, they are taking note of all that shit. All of it. I want to spread the word. So I try to find these other communities and I try to mesh them together. Okay? The true crime community, the cop watching community, and the girl world and the beauty community, as far as, you know, my videos that are labeled Eugene Cooney or Jeffree Star. And there's the community with the recovering addict community. I mean, I don't know if I haven't tapped into that group very much, I don't think. I don't know why, though. You know what I think? I think the internet wants my face to, you know, they want me to lose my face first. I would like to try to keep my face. I know it's not much of a face, but I'm still rather attached to it. So I really don't want to lose it just because of my past, that I stopped being that way to try and be a better person because my daughter was turning into a teenager and I wanted to be the person I wanted her to be. You know, not the person I tell her to be, but the person she would see. I didn't want her to see me doing drugs and strung out like that and all that shit and junk. Okay? So I stopped doing it. And, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say it's been easy. It hasn't. We've had to jump state a couple times and leave everybody we knew behind to not have a hookup. Yeah. And, I mean, it was different coming here because, I mean, I do know people. I still knew people. But, you know, if anything bad happened, I have backup here. My relatives are here. I dealt with a family for 13 fucking years without my family around. You know, it was high time he come deal with mine. We've been together for over 24 years now, alright? And that 7-year hump is real. Yeah, speaking of which, I've got other videos in store. Oh my god, this shit that used to happen to me at night. Oh my god, there's another case. You guys thinking with Gypsy Rose, thinking, oh, Grandpa's Claudine or Claude, whenever it's too old for whatever. Dude, this guy and his wife, they are 72 years old. I think I say 62 or 72. I think 72. But it was happening for a decade, you know, so it started when she was 62. But she figured it out and caught him at 72 and found out that, you know, that Leland's going to be posting another video talking about something. She's getting her just. She got her just desserts. Okay? At least somebody did. I mean, I don't think I spoke up soon enough. No. I don't think I spoke up soon enough. And so, I mean, what do you do? What do you do if somebody forgets? You know, if they really legit forgot. I never believed it before. Forgot. Oh, how convenient. I didn't forget. My story is the same. How could you forget you told me that? How could you forget you asked that and said these things? And how could you forget that I don't like being touched right there? How could you forget that? How could you forget that? You're not going to forget. But if you add a stroke, what then? And to say that that person was still better to you than others in your life, and to still have it, I mean, it is, when you're being violated by a family friend or a stranger, it's easy to speak up. It's easier to speak up, and it's easier to move on and to never talk to them again, I think. I can imagine. I mean, I don't know, because I was being hurt by people that I cannot escape. There are people in my life that I can't escape, and they really wronged me, like really fucking bad. But you know, I mean, it's weird how a person will, like, the Stockholm Syndrome sort of shit. It's weird, but it's real. And that's why my channel is speaking out, to let people know. And that starting a GoFundMe doesn't work for everyone. Trying to go out and seek a better life, sometimes it just isn't there. So I realize it's too late for me. But it doesn't have to be too late for you. Okay, don't end up putting yourself through this kind of psychological torment. Please. And if you got siblings, please don't put them through any kind of this kind of psychological fucking torment. Not just to hit them, yeah, don't hit them. Of course you're not supposed to hit your siblings and your kids, of course. But on top of that, the taunting and the torment, the taunt and the torment is wrong. And it's uncalled for. Mama just shut the door. Why did you do that? Oh, is that so? Is that so? I really want to hear. I have a fucking hour again. Should I split it up, make 2 different videos? I mean, I probably should. And then post them at the same time, back, like I usually do. Sorry if you're not somebody that can sit through one of my long videos, but if you can portion it out and sit through some of it, periodically, I don't say all the meaningful shit in the beginning, and then the last half is like an outro or me just repeating myself. And sometimes I repeat myself, but I say meaningful shit all through my video. So please don't be afraid to hear me out. Please don't be afraid to hear somebody else's opinion other than your own. More people should put their opinions out, but they don't. But believe you me, I mean, there's a lot of people that don't think the way I do. There's a lot of people out there that they just want to try to make that bag. They just want to go out there and go get that bag. They're after that bag. Whatever this fucking bag is. What is this best life? And how do I get one? What is it, Mama? What is these so-called best lives I keep hearing so much about? How do I get one? I want a best life. What makes a person deserving of one of those? I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. I don't know what it's like to be appreciative, because I really don't got much to be appreciative of. I do appreciate the little bit that is thrown my way, the comments and the couple members and those super chats that are the super things that I have got, the tips. But even though they've not yet wound up adding up to enough to where I've been able to withdraw any money and use any for myself or to better my life and living situation, I have not been able to do that. And so that you guys would know, I have given up on counting on it, okay? I'm gonna hope that people don't give up on me in return, but, chances are those last two members are not going to rejoin. And if you can hear it does get me choked up. You guys don't know. I've worked so hard to get the two members I have. And I don't even know which community they came from. I don't know which which video they started watching first. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, if I've upset them in any way. How am I to know? So yeah, I worry, because without them, YouTube really would hide my channel. Like they have been all these years that my squirrels have went unnoticed, and so many people miss out on that little bit of joy. And for some people, that little smile, every good day starts with a smile, and it's got to come from somewhere. And if you're just scrolling through fucking videos, I would hope you'd come up to one that's going to make you have a better day, because those are the kind of videos I want to try to look for. Something that's going to distract me or whatever, and to make me feel better about humanity. Although there's so many disgusting videos that prove otherwise. So you can break the cycle of the bad parenting and shit and the abuse victims. You don't have to use your childhood as an excuse to be a dickhead now. Your past is not your past if it bleeds into your present. Okay? You can break the cycle. If I could do it, you could do it. But I didn't put my Santa hat back on. Whoops. I'm not in the tree. Serious background. Serious portion. Serious moment. The cheating gotta stop. Bots gotta stop. They gotta go. Bots gotta go. I hate that thing. Yes, I'm sitting on the floor in the bathroom. Yeah. I don't know why. I started looking at the cat hair on the floor and how it needs to be swept, and then I switched my fucking slippers over, because there's holes in them. My brand new ones, even the brand new ones. Why? But I have to have the big monster feet on though, because the evil cat will attack my feet, whether I have them on or not. Actually, you know what? You know what I think? As far as the evil cat goes, I can't find any slippers like this that are rounded out. I used to have a pair that looked like Converse. I keep finding monster feet. The monster feet, they have the claws. What if my cat finds them threatening? You think my cat finds my slippers to be a threat? Like I got my claws out? If it's not true, it's not the case, you dumbass. Even the blue ones I've got in there, though their toenails are not claws. They're not sharp. Like they look like toenails. You want to see? Hold on, serious background.
A few moments later.
Okay, serious background. Okay, here they are. Are you ready? And these are not holes in the feet, but they're older. And it feels like, it's like it's cracking. Oh yeah, no, it is getting a hole right there. I can't win. I can't win. I just can't win. See, it's like toenails. It's more like toenails. It's still paws with claws, but they're rounded out claws. Maybe I should wear these ones, eh? And I'll be like red, white, and blue. Yeah, I was wearing Christmas colors and junk. You know, I got a shirt that says naughty and nice. It's almost Christmas. I'm running out of time to show my Christmas outfits. And with the shit with the house, of course I'm not gonna call the news stations and all that shit. I mean, Jesus, I'm just one person. I would lose. And I'm sick of putting all my energy into everything and it just goes for nothing. I ain't nothing out of it. It's good if other people are able to learn from, my misfortunes. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm tired. I'm sick of fighting all of them. I'm done. I'm sick of it. This is me hanging it up for real this time. Don't forget to click the subscribe button. Oh, and I'm sorry if I'm so quiet, but I just don't want my neighbors to... I don't want them to hear me through the vent. I'll turn it up in editing. How's that? Yeah? I'll put it up to 200. Unless I scream into the camera or if I sniffle or whatever, then I will edit the volume lower. Like I try to do. We knew that long enough. Merry Christmas. Been real.